Everything you think is spiritual progress might be the very thing destroying your awakening. Ramana Maharshi warned about this, and almost nobody listens. You begin to notice strange synchronicities. Your thoughts seem to shape reality. Energy moves through your body in ways you can't explain. And quietly, a belief starts forming, I'm advancing. But what if this is not progress at all? What if this is the moment the trap begins? We don't like to admit it, but there is something in us that wants power, to feel special, chosen, elevated above the ordinary human experience. And spirituality can become the perfect hiding place for this desire, because now the ego is no longer chasing money or status. It is chasing something far more dangerous: the mystical, the sacred, the invisible. Maharshi gave a chilling warning about this. He said that becoming fascinated with spiritual abilities, what yogis call Siddhis, is not a sign of awakening. It is a sign that the ego has found a new mask. Look closely. The very thing you are trying to dissolve is the very thing that wants these powers. The ego does not disappear, it evolves. It becomes spiritual. And a spiritual ego is the hardest one to detect because it speaks the language of truth, uses the words of wisdom, and even appears humble, while quietly repeating, I am becoming something, I am gaining something, I am special. But pause for a moment. If there is a power, there must be someone who has it. If there is an ability, there must be someone who owns it. So who is that someone? Maharshi taught that the true goal of spirituality is not to gain anything, but to dissolve the one who wants to gain. Self-realization is not an upgrade, it is a disappearance, the complete ending of the I thought. So, do you see the contradiction? To have spiritual power, there must be a you to possess it and another to use it on. Separation must remain. The illusion must continue. And this is why the ego loves spiritual powers. Because as long as you are fascinated by them, you are not looking at the one who desires them. You are distracted, entertained, occupied. Maharshi used a brutal metaphor to wake seekers up. Imagine a man who is terminally ill, his body collapsing, time running out. But instead of seeking a cure, he spends all his energy trying to become physically strong, lifting weights, showing off, impressing the other patients. What would you say about such a man? The disease is ignorance. The disease is the ego. And instead of dissolving it, we are trying to decorate it. Maharshi would ask, what is the use of gaining the whole world, or even the power to fly through the air, if you do not know who you are? He observed that many seekers spend years, even decades, performing intense practices just to acquire these abilities. But when they finally get them, they become intoxicated, lost, and fall deeper into the dream than the ordinary man, because now the illusion feels divine. True freedom is not about acquiring something new. It is about seeing that nothing was ever needed. When people asked Maharshi if an enlightened being could perform miracles, he often remained silent because the greatest miracle is simply being. If a strange vision arises, if energy moves, if something extraordinary happens, a true master gives it no importance at all. It is irrelevant. If you are watching a movie on a screen and suddenly the characters gain superpowers, do you get excited? No, because you know it is just light on a screen. The self is the screen. The powers are just more flickers. So the next time something unusual happens, a vision, a manifestation, a surge of energy, be careful. The mind will immediately say, I did this. And the moment that happens, the trap closes. Instead, turn inward, not gently but intensely, and ask, to whom is this happening? Let the mind search, let it struggle, let it fail. And in that failure, something deeper begins to reveal itself. The ego wants power because it wants to survive. So the real question is not, do you have powers? The real question is, are you willing to disappear